Guys, I don't know how crazy this is because my first time seeing it. So everybody eat your food. Please, I want you guys to be healthy. I want you guys to be wealthy, okay? Everybody enjoy your food, drink some water. Not soda though, not soda. Thank you.
Jagex announces Group Ironman storage is temporarily disabled. You know there's a problem. Group Ironman was released in Runescape 3 less than a week ago, and with it, one of the largest dupes in the history of the entire game. Literal max stacks of party hats, crackers, and—
Oh my god! What is that? Chat, to put it in perspective, one part, like a blue party hat and RSV, I think is like 80 bill or something. It's like fucking crazy. So to have that many, that's like a fucking coding a private server.
And more. But who did it? How did they do it? And what happened to the economy? RuneScape has a long history of duplication glitches heading all the way to RuneScape Classic, where the rarest party hat, the pink party hat, was duped so heavily that the price hasn't recovered to this day. Since then, there have been other rare item dupes such as the gravestone duplication glitch discovered with the release of Virago. Players were able to create 2 gravestones and loot both of them to double items recovered, including rares like masks and party hats. In more recent years, bug abusers have turned away from duplicating rares and instead focused on duplicating in GP, as it's harder to trace, easier to mule off, and easier to sell for real-life money. One prominent duper in this space is Zeb, who has recently shared 2 massive gold dupes. The first was a Scrimshaw dupe that took advantage of the combined functionality of Scrimshaws and the save state in Barbarian Assault to create a trillion GP stack of these Scrimshaws, which could be converted to GP by PKing account with the Scrimshaw in the inventory. Jagex—
Bro, you know what's crazy? I was just about to ask, how do people come up with this shit? Then I realized, like, as soon as they hit the gold mine and find something like this out, I wonder how much money they make. Like, honestly, it's worth it. Like, they probably like doing shit like this and finding bugs and shit like that. And then they probably make some fucking crazy-ass bank afterwards. Like, imagine how much money you can make. It's crazy, like infinity cash.
Responded by changing the value of the Scrimshaw to 100 GP and removing as much wealth as they could from the game. Despite that, Zeb was not deterred and discovered a glitch involving the new max cash limit that Jagex made recently. Jagex got around the max cash limitations by creating a new 1 billion GP coin that was tracked in the money pouch, so instead of holding 2 billion 1 GP coins, it could hold 2 billion 1 billion GP coins. Basically, a lot of money. Somehow, this coin bugged out and players were able to remove it from their pouch where it was displayed as a single gold coin in the inventory. Zeb and friends discovered they could trade exactly 2 or 3 billion GP to another account, or 2 of these coins, and then withdraw just under 1 billion GP from their money pouch indefinitely. Every time they took out GP, it just added money but didn't actually take anything from their pouch. So
what the fucker?
They could create a massive stack. It was theoretically possible to duplicate trillions of GP per hour per account with this method. Jagex claimed to remove most of the wealth from the game, but there was a noticeable jump in party hat prices following the bug. Well, Zeb is back and with his team. When Fresh Start Worlds came out, there was a bug involving the games room in Burthorpe that allowed players to transfer items from the main game to a Fresh Start account. On release, players were able to buy skilling supplies, cash, weapons, whatever they could want in bulk from the smugglers in exchange for main game gold. This was quickly patched and the game mode was rolled back to keep things fair, and, obviously Jagex patched this multiple instance issue, right? Or did they? Somehow items in the game room exist in their own pocket dimension of RuneScape that doesn't quite connect to anything else. There are a number of instance shard worlds in the game that work this way, allowing players from different servers to connect together in the area. For example, Cabbage Face Punch Bonanza, which has been bugged for years now. Somehow, players in Fresh Start Worlds were able to join players in the regular game in the Burthorpe game room, trade over items, and then head back to their respective worlds. Group Ironman came with a group storage that functions a similar way. Basically, a universally shared storage that different players can access from different servers. It's ripe for abuse, and while I don't know the exact method...
This guy said, Oda, is this Brighter Shores? It's not. This is RuneScape 3, brother. We're seeing this immense dupe here.
They used... Essentially, Zeb's group discovered a way to either withdraw items from storage without removing them from the storage, or withdraw them on multiple accounts at once. Based on the handful of shared screenshots, we can deduce that it was a straight doubling glitch. You'll see the party hat stacks in this account's inventory are stacks of 4096, 8192, and 24576. To get 4096 hats, you'd only need to double a single party hat 12 times. By the 31st double, you are at a max stack of party hats. 17 doubles would get you to 131k hats or Christmas crackers. That's really close to the number in the inventory. If you add a stack of 8,192, that puts you at 139k hats, which aligns up very well with the 139k seen in the picture. I think it's highly unlikely that someone would go through that much detail to fake a duplication glitch, which makes me believe this is real. Additionally, you'll see the stack of 24k hats, which is 3 stacks of 8192. Likely, they started off doubling a cracker, opening a few for P hats, then they doubled some of those, then they decided to get serious, they grabbed all of the main rares and got those final stacks you see in the inventory in this image. Based on all of this, the fact that Zeb, who has a Jagex confirmed history of massive duplication exploits, is the one who shared these images, and that group storage was temporarily disabled, I am highly confident that this bug was real. Maybe it's fake, but as far as I can tell, it's not. Despite this does not answer all of our questions. How did they get the party hats, Christmas crackers, and more to Ironman accounts in the first place? There are a handful of Ironman accounts in the game that have party hats. This goes back to an update many years ago. Basically, old RuneScape accounts made before the current character creation screen was added are prompted to set up a new character when they log in for the first time. On this screen, they're able to select Ironman mode instead of the regular game mode that they began the account on. If they have any items or levels on the account, those get transferred over to the new Ironman account. There are a few accounts that took advantage of this and they had party hats or other rares on them before that got transferred over. That's how you can see a handful of Ironmen with party hats. But from what I know about Zeb, I doubt that's how his group got a Christmas cracker onto an Ironman account. Many years ago, there was a Wilderness rework which introduced a glitch that allowed...
I'm not gonna lie. So like, what's the RuneScape 3 economy looking like right now? Like all the rares and stuff. Is it stabilized or is it dog shit or like what? Or did it go up or what? Damn, they didn't even roll this back or anything. Like, imagine. Oh my god, I can only imagine like what the fuck like. How this kind of fucked it.
Allowed Ironman players to kill other people's familiars for the items inside. This was patched, but I'm sure Zeb's group has some other much more complex strategies to get items onto Iron accounts. We'll only know if he chooses to share the method on his YouTube channel, which I'll link in the description. His videos are typically unlisted, but he'll publish them from time to time. Most people's biggest worry after a glitch like this is, what's going to happen to the RuneScape economy? Is my party hat that I spent 10 years of my life grinding for going to be worthless? Well, according to Zeb, you should be just fine. Jagex was swift with the bans and permanently banned all of his mule accounts almost instantly, or at least he claims. He did sell a few party hats on the GE, but not his max stack of them. Additionally, the group tried to swap some gold to old school RuneScape, but were met with bans.
Like, how do we know this motherfucker doesn't have like 1,000 of each fat on an account? This motherfucker definitely hiding some malicious shit. By the way, this guy's a multimillionaire. This Zeb guy, if he's been doing fucking exploiting for years, guaranteed, bro, he's made millions off doing this. Like, imagine how much fucking GP you've made over the years just fucking dumping this stupid amount of cash to websites and stuff.
And the unlucky swappers had all of the bug-abused wealth erased from their accounts, potentially devastating a few swappers. However, there are a few other considerations besides the rares. In this picture, they have a massive stack of moonstone dust which can be sold to general stores, alked, or otherwise converted to GP. If they were able to get some of this to an alt account, it can be used for real-world trading, but again, I honestly doubt it will have a noticeable impact for your everyday player. It's not in their best interest to completely destroy the economy because then gold is worthless and they make less selling it. Plus, Jagex would likely roll back the server, undoing anything they managed to duplicate. By keeping a low profile, it's more likely some mule accounts will slip through. These accounts will mostly be reserved for real-world trading or future bug abuse, and not actually directly affect the market, so I think it's probably not too bad.
Yeah, those guys made probably a stupid amount of money. Like a crazy amount.